People deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're doing well and safe. Good morning to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, whoever you are and wherever you are in this world. Obviously, I appreciate it's early on the best of days. I appreciate it's a Sunday. I appreciate I'm a couple hours earlier, than I usually am, but I've got things to do today. But yeah, man, yesterday I took a day off and whatnot. Obviously working hard all week, you need to take time to recharge. And then last night, I was watching Curtis Shaw and seeing him talk about Buendia and that being rejected. Well, Arsenal not getting Buendia and a bunch of other YouTubers and all the publications and the journalists and you guys commenting. It went into a frenzy. So it looks like in relation to Buendia in Arsenal, it's another player that, we're not really linked with. Then we're linked with heavily. Then it becomes what I've spoken about in several other past ones of other past streams of it becomes like he's the only creative man on the planet. He's the only man capable of playing a 10 in Arsenal's eyes. It seems like there's not other targets and things. And then ultimately, like with Aouar and several others, when they don't arrive, we're here scratching our head. And then you see a lot of things coming out in which I don't know what to believe personally, because you hear we've made a bid, we made a second bid, we've wanted man since January last year or before that. We've tried to leverage the fact he's got the same agents as Martinez, and we want him. And then you hear language coming out typically when we don't get a player in that, they don't, Arsenal were never that close. They never really wanted him. There's a lot of conflicting things. And I think the club do put that out there when we've missed out on the target, say he was never that close. But saying that, it's an age-old story of we'll never know how far or how close we was. All it looks like is the man's going to sign for Aston Villa. It is what it is. Congratulations to Aston Villa, because, the potential of him and Jack Grealish working their magic together. Obviously, if they sell Grealish, there's a suitable replacement. So yeah, please, there's 112 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting that like button, people. We might as well get into it and whatnot, people. There's no point waiting. I'll see your comments in a sec. I see you lot from the moment I made or set up this live stream. I know you lot have opinions and things like that. So I'll get into you lot in a sec. Before that, though, please make sure you're checking out the DG Nation store. You lot kept asking me for merchandise, and here it is, people. Information's in the description, in the live chat, and the link's just been posted, so hit up that one there, man. So yeah, make of that what you will. Fake promises they keep making. To be fair, nobody in the club said that we're 100% going for him and whatnot. It is what it is. Man, I hear you, man. You're allowed to say that, poke banter in front of us. It is what it is. But at the same point, my guy, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You must have something to do, man. DG, they violated us, bro. We'll get into it, man. Let's just get into it, man. It's frustrating. Credit to Aston Villa, but they should, with all respect to Aston Villa, personally, my own opinion of this is that we wanted this guy, and it came down to upfront peas, and we've held our hands and held our hands in our pockets and dividend and whatnot. Aston Villa have put the money on the table. They've told my man the project they're trying to do. You've probably got Agent Martinez, in which I was looking for a picture to make a thumbnail. You get it? Who's that? When Agent Martinez, and in relationships they say there's nothing more dangerous than a woman that's been hurt or a man that's been hurt. I get that vibe with Martinez. It is what it is. Shout out to Aston Villa because they're getting a quality player. But obviously, this is courtesy of The Athletic. I'm going to read it in a second. But obviously, it begs the question, how close were we really? Because as I said, there's a lot of conflicting reports. Did Arsenal ever put a bid on the table? Were we as close as people think? Were we ever that interested? We'll never know, because I think we was. Because on the same time, you do see it. I can't lie. I do see it looks like we're trying to get a player, and then we try to save face in the media and say we was never that close. But generally, we'll never know. Maybe Villa was more onto it and we weren't. We'll just never know. For me, it begs the question, how were Villa able to move quicker than you and potentially offer a better sporting project than you? Finished ahead of them. They've moved more coordinated than you. Whether that's to play with Grealish or a replacement for Grealish, you have to respect what Villa are doing, because that's proactiveness. That strengthens their side. They've got a good player who, obviously, Norwich paid 1 million or something for Buendia. He's going for 30, anything from 33 to 40 million. You're seeing. I think Villa in a couple of years, they won't keep on to Buendia if he develops. They'll make it their little profit, not as dramatic as what Getafe potentially did with Norwich and Norwich are doing now, but I think they'll do it. I think it also comes down to upfront payments. None of this bright house cash converted stuff. Did Villa say, you know what, we give you a 20 now, 18 in a couple months, or Arsenal saying 2 million? I got to ask my brother, he's got £5 for me. I'm gonna add that to it. I get it. Arsenal's credit might not be A1 in it, so it's one of them ones. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of different conflicting reports and all of those sort of things, people. Keep your opinions coming in. Hit the like button. Please don't spam, though. We've got things to happen. And I appreciate everybody that's locked in this opening 5 minutes. Like I said, there's 209 of you locked in. The target is 200. If man hit the like button, it is what it is, people. I agree with Jack, though. Fans do need to calm down. There'll be many other class players on our list. Not getting Buendia isn't the end of the world. But at the same time, my guy, I hear that. And I'm not advocating panic because it is what it is. My thing is, I hear that, but that's my point. Is that we're Arsenal. We have to be prepared to be rejected. Not in these circumstances, but several targets, do we? Because we keep holding our hands. And for me, you need to find this number 10, but you also need to find that man to play with Partey. And as I said, I will personally shut my mouth from criticism until September, the 31st of January, but it doesn't look good. And there should be other players on the list, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I appreciate you lot, man. Debt collector, bro. The A1's not the credit's not A1. It's like giving money to one of your boys. I don't want to do no dirty that ain't certified when it comes to passing it back. You just have to write it off. It's dead, bro. It's dead. It really is. And you have to wonder how big is he on the target list, because I agree with what Jack just said, but it's like obviously it looked like it's an Odegaard permanent thing. The Odegaard thing ain't happening for whatever reason. So now we're trying to do the Buendia thing. It looks like we tried to do up Buendia. It hasn't happened. So now that's Buendia. That's our. Again, I agree with what you lot are saying. You should have several targets. So it shouldn't be the end of the world, but it does worry you. But anyways, moving on. As you can see, the following thing I'm about to read to you guys, people, is from courtesy of The Athletic. The first article I read. Apparently, Norwich are expected to confirm Emi Buendia will join Premier League rivals Aston Villa on Sunday for a club record sale. Apparently, he's done the medical and all those sort of things. Villa have struck a deal with Norwich, believed to be about 38 million for the recent Argentina call-up. With his medical already completed and personal terms agreed. Now, if you lot remember, when we was talking about Buendia potentially joining Arsenal, a few days ago, he was left out of one of the Argentina games. So maybe that was with this in mind. Apparently, the initial fee is believed to be around 33 million with another 5 million in add-ons. And I believe we can. And if we can't, there's issues. But could Arsenal match that? Could we go with 33 million up front? But as you lot see, 33 million up front with another 5 million add-ons, which would make the deal a club record signing for Villa as well. Norwich have also inserted a 10% sell-on clause in the deal with Aston Villa. Now, if I'm Arsenal, I'm not trying to let Norwich have a sell-on clause because they've already made mad profit, and now they're going to eat off that again, which when I do believe Buendia is going to stay there for a couple of years, certify himself, and then he might have City and all them clubs there interested in him. I believe they've sold a good project to him. They've moved quicker. I think Martinez has had a big part to play in that. Obviously, when you've got a countryman, you're there and whatnot. I think it's done. And I think they've obviously sold him the project of, listen, you can play with Grealish, or if Grealish does go to City, you're going to be the important player. And in the same way Grealish, they developed and whatnot, you can do that in a couple of years, whether that's going off to play for these other teams. Again, no disrespect to Villa and the way they're moving, they'll probably do it before us. But you heard Emi Buendia in relation to his Norwich future saying things like, I want to win titles, I want to challenge for this, I want to challenge for that, with respect. And I would like Aston Villa to do it more so than other teams, because I like Aston Villa. You don't really think he's going to do them things there. So is this another intermediate step for him? You went Norwich, you go Villa, keep doing your thing, remind everyone your quality, and then in a couple of years the big boys coming for you. Again, not to read that part because it don't really matter. Shout out to Norwich and things like that. But that's it. As we know, he's in double figures for goals and assists last year. He's in team of the year. He played a key part in helping them get promoted. That's as far as it goes for Buendia. 300 people locked in. Make sure you're hitting that like button. I really appreciate you lot. 9 minutes in and there's 300 people, but can we at least have 300 likes? So that's what The Athletic said, people. If you look at Sky Sports, probably echoing the same thing. There you have it, people. And again, they've gone on to say the fee could actually rise to 40 million with bonus add-on. So again, upfront payments for me, like I said, the speed Villa have done this, the upfront payments, how far they're letting this go in terms of it can go up to 40 million and a 10% sell-on clause. For me, as much as I want Buendia, a lot of these things for Arsenal, not saying this to save face for us, because the man should be in Arsenal colours without a doubt. There's always a way to go about things. I can't lie, I think Norwich have strong on Aston Villa there, and it's a very good deal for Norwich from both parties, because they're getting all this money and they can still eat off the sell-on clause. So it's a madness, really, and I wouldn't necessarily be happy with that, especially because a man's 24. By the time he's 26, 27, as I said when he signed, if he was going to sign for us, I think he can be a scary player. That's not world class or anything. I hope he does, because I like him, but I think he could be a really good player. I see no reason as to why he can't develop as an 8, why he can't learn to dictate the game from deeper, why he can't score more goals if he plays further forward. I really do see him becoming complete. That's why I like Buendia. And whatnot. I really think he's a good footballer, and he would have been in a, I'm not saying he would have set the world alight at Arsenal, but he would have been a good signing for us, clearly, people. And yeah, man, he's agreeing his move. Obviously, he goes into the Copa America with his future sorted, assuming it does still go on. As you lot know, Aston Villa spent a third of the season without their talisman, Jack Grealish. So what does that tell you? They know how bad creativity is needed in their team, and better yet, an over-reliance on Jack Grealish to be the creative spark. And better than that, if the man leaves, which could happen this summer, depending if, pardon me, the selected few clubs, the Cities, Uniteds and things, table bids. So make of that what you will. The Daily Mail has gone on to say, well, it's not gone on to say anything if I can't bloody read it, people. You know, I can't see ish there. Apologies. But yeah, man, you did hear not only Arsenal, there was another European side. So I have to wonder, why did we back out? Crucially for me, and the main point for me is, as much as I like Buendia and I romanticize the idea of signing him, and we talked about how we could use him, as I said at the start, we're Arsenal in it. We players, admittedly not Norwich players, but we should be prepared for players missing out. It's about the plan Bs. All right, cool. You wanted to bring in Odegaard, you wanted him to stay permanent. That ain't happening now, or might be happening, might not. To fans' knowledge, it's not happening. It's looking a myth. Buendia is not happening. The next thing, we're going to go back to Aouar, because apparently Lyon are broke. They want 30 million euros. Again, can we go and do that? I would like it. Or for me, again, I can't sit here and say a random name, but the club should have a many list. We know we needed to fix creativity, whether that was the 10 position or the number 8. As I said last summer, yeah, the minute you should have known before that, but the minute that window closed and you only got Partey, we should be looking at creativity. It does. I do, you know, there should be several lists. You've got your A targets, you know, if we get Champions League, you know, you got the dream targets. If you qualify for Champions League, you can get them sort of man. If you get, you know, your A targets, who you think can improve, the Bs, the Cs, the contingency plans, like the absolute minimum we're going to go and get. And we're going to have to see. The good thing is, you know, we've been rejected early. It's not like this has persisted all summer and we've ultimately let ourselves down in true fashion. So we'll have to see. You know, 50 million for Odegaard's a bit steep. He may be even up to 40 million right now for Buendia. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. I do think he will make a decent profit for Villa when he does move on past them, assuming he develops. But 40 million might be a steep, but you have to pay, and he will repay them. Again, you know, Buendia, Grealish, John McGinn, and again, I'm sure Villa are not going to let Grealish go without a fight. So apparently Villa had first offered 28 million, only for Arsenal to counter. Then Villa came back with the package Norwich wanted to seal a club record transfer. And, you know, Norwich are good negotiators. They're only letting people go on their terms, like shown with Jamal Lewis, Ben Godfrey, and now Buendia, maybe Cantwell. For me, I can't lie, when you start to see the sell-on, the upfront fees, the sell-on clauses, it does feel a bit strong-arm, and I do understand potentially why Arsenal and maybe this European club backed out. But our loss is their gain. You know, Villa need a player for now. He makes them stronger. You know, apparently, and this makes them, this strengthens their negotiating position as well in terms of selling Jack Grealish, as I said, people. And they're just building a good team. Apparently, Arsenal have also pursued Buendia with vigor, whatever that means. Shout out to the English teachers in here. Shout out that. I see a super chat. I'm going to get to it. Just let me finish this, my bro. You said, and it went on to say, but so far failed to match Villa's offer, with Norwich pushing for their 40 million valuation. And it is what it is, people. You know, Brentford, championship clubs are not getting bullied. Lesser Premier League teams are not getting bullied anymore. It's a level playing field. So yeah, he's doing his thing. That seems where that one is. So that's what them man said. Shout out to my guy James. You know, as reported elsewhere, he is told that Buendia is very close to completing the move to Aston Villa. Arsenal were, of course, keen on Buendia, but what convinced him to join Villa quickly were indications of how he would fit into the team and a real charm offense from the Villa hierarchy. So now this is where I start to have an issue, because obviously it's going to come down to money. If Arsenal are not going to pay the money, then Buendia can want to sign for us. We can sign him as much as we want. But this has happened quite quickly. How quickly, I don't truthfully know. Maybe Arsenal were more advanced than Villa. They took us behind. Maybe Arsenal were doing a lot of talking while Villa were actually trying to confirm the move. I don't know, people. But when I see that, I believe if you did want a man for a year, if you really did leverage the fact that, you know, you're cool with Martinez's agents and a couple people on that circle, for Edu, if you could have played on the South American thing a bit. For Arteta, native Spanish speaker, mother tongue. You can obviously, when you can speak a man's language, you can get through to him a bit more. You know, you played under Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger was the king at making players feel special and whatnot, people. The charm offense. So for me, if you really charmed him and things, then it wouldn't, to play devil's advocate, if I think about it, if I'm trying to sign you and I said, no, I need you at DGFC, you're a good player, you're this, you're that, I gas you up, I relate to you with the country thing, the Latin spirit and that, you know, it doesn't matter how quickly Villa might move, because you might say, you know what, I will join them, I'm ongoing there, but Arsenal's who I'm holding out for. So did you really convince him? Did you really sell something good enough? Did we just talk to his agents and his third party? Did we actually have a conversation with Buendia himself? We will actually never know, people. But again, that tells me that's a collective fit. The hierarchy at Villa were able to convince his team and Buendia that you're the right man and this is the right place for you. Obviously, you're not going to sign for any club without speaking to the manager. Or if Buendia did, then maybe we dodged the bullet, because that sort of decision-making is already in the Arsenal team, and probably why we're eighth in that, you know. Imagine signing for a company and you've never spoken to the boss. The boss could be a racist. Like, not saying you get it. You know, I could sign for him and he could be a white supremacist. You get it? This is why you need to speak to people. A bit extreme, but you get the point. So it's an L, innit? It's an absolute L. So I have to wonder, you know, from the top for Edu, if we heard you were keen, we heard Arsenal been watching my man for a year, you know, why didn't this get done? Because if I hear somebody's wanted man for a year, and like I said, the South American and the Spanish national tongue, the luxury of Arsenal, you know, all these things we could do, you ain't sold it good enough. So we'll never know, truthfully. Big up Chris. Chris has said Emi Buendia is still, well, this was obviously earlier, very early yesterday, people, but Emi Buendia is still in talks with Arsenal and Aston Villa, although Villa are ahead in the race right now, as first reported by Charles Watts. Those close to the player tell me they're working on his best future. Things should become clearer within the next 48 hours. So obviously, as an Arsenal fan, you're hoping that this is some ultimate twang. This is some gamesmanship. They're making out Villa is closer than they actually are, and Arsenal are going to be the ones to sign him. But that one there's a fairy tale. So as you can see here, John Percy has said on Villa and Buendia, the initial fee is around, and you're even seeing a lot of conflicting stuff with the fee. You know, it's gone up from 33 to 30 to 35 to 40. It's all different things. Everybody's saying different things. And for me, you've got to be careful. When Arsenal, any club, especially my club, when we don't get a player we want, allegedly, I honestly do think we filter things to David Ornstein and make out we was never as close as we might have actually in real time have been. But as you lot can see here, initial fee of around 30 million agreed with Norwich. Personal terms agreed. He's undergone his medical yesterday. Add-ons included, plus a sell-on clause. Great business from Norwich, you know. If anything, Edu should go over there and do a little summer internship at Norwich under their sporting director, know how to sell players properly, because they've let Buendia go on his terms. Now, it does go a bit against what they said about we want these players to go to championship, European fighting teams and things which Villa are on. I'd love Villa to do it because I've got no beef with Villa. I actually admire the club. You know, they've got good deals. You know, not only have they got 30 million up front and sell-on clauses, 30 which can be used to help them strengthen their team to stay in the division. They've got a sell-on clause. Again, if I'm Arsenal, I don't want to agree to all of this. That's the only thing I'll give them. Apparently, the fee will get to 40 million after add-ons. There's no sell-on to Hetafe because Norwich bought that out 2 years ago. A huge profit for a player who cost just 1.5 million. And there's a future 10% if he does develop at Villa. Final bit on Buendia, fee agreed up front was 33 million. And he was undoubtedly Villa's #1 target this summer. Villa pushed the boat out to get him ahead of Arsenal, a player closely watched by recruitment for the last few years. And yes, don't ignore the influence of Emi Martinez, which, again, you can't look at that. You get it, people. 538 of you locked in. Please, can we make sure that at least says 200 likes? Big up the moderators, subscribers, and the rest of them people. So, yeah, shout out James, shout out Chris, shout out John. What's this? I saw this as well, people. Let me see what Google Translate is saying about this one, or not. Oh, Emi Buendia, one step away from Aston Villa. The operation is well advanced and will be done at a figure close to 35 million euros. Arsenal, who also wanted the player, never made an official offer to Norwich. So again, these are the little things we'll never know. Did Arsenal actually table an offer? Didn't we? Did we do a lot of talking with his agents and third parties and try to see the feasibility of what a deal would look like without actually doing it? If you snooze, you lose. For whatever reason, Villa have been watching him for a few years. For whatever reason, they specifically wanted him. They acted fast, got their man and kept it moving. Same way Leicester have done it at several occasions. Same way half the clubs. You snooze, you lose. They've got their player. They've got him in early. Obviously, he's doing Copa America in that. But you know, depending on how they progress, and obviously he'll be given a week off. At some point he's going to arrive in pre-season early, and they've got a player who, again, they can play with Grealish. Again, there'll be a lot of pressure to replace Grealish, but they could do a lot worse. Aston Villa's our loss is Aston Villa's game. So credit to Aston Villa for having a plan, for knowing what they wanted to do and executing it. For Arsenal, it's gone now. You know, Odegaard might not happen, Buendia might not happen. Make something happen, because you need a 10, you need an 8, you need a 6, you need a centre half, you need a right back, you need a backup left back, you need the whole world. So the less said on that, the better. Another one bites the dust. You know, we can stop romanticizing Buendia and all of these sort of things as much as I would like in people. That is where that one ends, people. So let's create our first timestamp. That is minute 00 to minute, let's say 22. Emi Buendia, Arsenal ahead of Villa. And one thing does make me think, if we really did want him, he'd be at us ahead of Villa. But you can't rule out there is a possibility that he rejected us. He rejected us for Aston Villa. Close to Aston Villa switch. Let's call it that. So yeah, man, our loss is there again, innit? It is what it is. Where we go from here, I don't know, people. I really don't know. Obviously, merchandise plug. Check that one there out. What are you lot saying in the comments? Because I've been airing you. I know there was a super chat. Let me scroll the hell up, man. Shout out to everybody who's been locked in. Hit the like button and things like that. Where is that super chat though? Apologies, my broski, my Bruce. Let me go on the live. Oh, what's going on here? I'm making this. I'm making a mess of this. Sorry, bro. I'm trying to go to my YouTube tab to see your super chat. I'm doing a madness for you. What's going on here? Maybe I should stick to doing this. Still doing this at 11:30, people, because I am all over the place, all over the shop. We're only at 181 likes. Come on, man. We can do a lot better than that, people. We can do much better. Super chat, though. It's not letting me. It's saying I've got no super chats. Damn, I thought I saw one. Apologies, bro. Saying there's no super chat. We moved, though, man. So, yeah, moving away from that, what are we saying? So he couldn't do a Willian, have a medical at Tottenham, but went to Chelsea. I mean, we would all hope Buendia does that, my guy, but I wouldn't hold my breath. He's gone, man. I reckon they'll go back for Aouar. You're right, DG. They have to. But if a Champions League comes for Aouar, boy, club comes for him, you might as well move. You forget about it, man. Big up the Free in Midfield podcast, wherever you said, morning, bro. You should be enjoying your Sunday. Look at what this club is doing to my people. we move, man. We move. It is where it is, man. I wasn't a big fan of Buendia, but a 30 to 35 is fair, considering he's already adaptive to England and he's a top playmaker after all. Still a question mark on his goal scoring, in my opinion. Decent things, man. Do you think Grealish is going because of this purchase? Obviously, they've got a... If you've got an asset that's at an underperforming team, you've got to be careful, innit? It's like us. One day, Saka and them man might skate out. Villa, as good as they've been, Grealish needs to be playing Champions League football, and he must have ambitions for that. You know, he's at the Euros with a couple of players that are at title winning and Champions League winning clubs. I'm sure he wants a fancy of that. It's like Spurs with Kane, you know. Probably, you know, but Villa have controlled their destiny. If that's Arsenal, we wait for one of our key players to move, and then we start talking about replacement. You know, obviously, Grealish might move on and that's gone. But if they play hardball, if 100 million isn't put on the table for him, you've got Grealish and Buendia. It's a scary sight. If you're a defender, you don't want to play over them. Come on now. Let's not panic or overreact. Wait till the window closes. 100%. If anything, and we're overreacting, I want them to get at the club's practices, not the fact that we've got out, we have or haven't got certain players, we've got certain players, and all of those sort of things, if you get my drift. 630 people locked in, hit the like button. Defo DG Villa need a Grealish replacement when he moves this window. Shout the members. DG, you're not tired? Fortunately, I'm not, man. I've had a good sleep, my guy. I've had a good sleep and all of those sort of things. I like to get up early. You know, I had Turkish food yesterday and I've been eating the leftovers for breakfast still. So I'm calm, my guy. I'm doing kushti, I'm doing gravy, I'm calm, man. I couldn't ask for anything else, really and truly. Like, I'm kushti, man. Sorry. Because I got football later and things like that. Hey, yo. All right, I'm coming. Someone shout me, but I'm live for half an hour left. You're done now. I'm out. I ain't got time for that. I mean, of course I'm not tired, man. We've got you lot here, man. Who's signing Grealish? Probably City, United, them teams there with the piece to do it. The European teams, whether they bid him or not. But as you lot know, when you get to them 80 millions and 100 million pound marks, only certain teams can purchase you and afford you and all of those sort of things. For me, like Claudius said, I think it was Claudius, forgive me if it actually wasn't. While I'm frustrated, while I'm vexed that it doesn't look good, I'll shut my mouth until the end of the window. It's just, I heard this guy to the left or right of me, depending on where he is on your screen, say pre-season's vital. So surely it means getting players in. I don't think every player needs to be there or every player will be there, but he needs at least one new signing to work with in pre-season. So let's see what happens, man. E.g., people are right in saying it's not the end of the world, but being proactive isn't one of our club strengths. And are there even alternatives? Brother, I'm not being funny. No disrespect to you, Nathan, or anybody. As much as I like Buendia, he's not Lionel Messi. Bro, if you're not Lionel Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Haaland now, and all of them sort of man there, you should be able to fight. You know, you don't get your target, you should be able to go for a next one. There's billions of players. You should be able to get rid of one. And as much as I like Buendia is the perfect example of when scouts do your job. Man was bought from Getafe for 1.5 million. You know, while I want established guys and guys that are ready to hit the ground running and all of that sort of tosh, you need players that, you know, it's not always a name brand thing. Bunch of Twitter accounts selling people hope with nothing behind it. Smash the like button. You know, Dom is saying not looking forward to the new season either. Big man Ting, 5 bills and only 24 likes. Villa have copied the Leicester City blueprint. I think that's unfair. I think, you know, Leicester, Norwich, Villa, I think they've all just got their own ethoses as a football club and following it through. You know, every other football club seems to have a process and a contingency plan. Like, get it. Villa, Grealish leaves, there's Buendia. Leicester, they replaced several. You know, they at the time one of their most important centre halves, Maguire, leave. I'm not saying they don't miss him, but you've had Evans has been in the squad. You've got Ciinci, you've got Fofana. You know, if they sell Telemans, the next one is going to come up and things like that. I mean, you know, you don't need to troll my guy, Pink Dish. You know, with a name like that, I wouldn't be trolling, but I'll be slapping myself in the face personally. But it is what it is, man. Whatever you said, I don't know why Arsenal fans are all very disappointed about this Buendia thing. Come on, we signed someone better and should aim for top class players. Buendia has potential, but we can sign someone better. Fair play, but I don't think that's fair. Don't think that's necessarily it. Bro, there's nothing wrong, bro. Edu needs to go, bro. Go and learn how to hustle because, again, hustling is gonna save Arsenal because we don't sell players for with good fees. Admittedly, you gotta have goods that people want to buy, but dead, you get it, man. Bro, I'm not. For me, I don't get hung up on players. I have said all I want is come September. I look at my defense. There's no question marks over the goalie, over the centre halves. If Tierney's not fit, there's a next left back. There's defo a first choice right back, regardless of who else wants to be in the squad. We're not saying it's Partey and the next. We've got Partey and somebody suitable for him. But like I said, whether I believe that's going to happen or not, like I said, I'll shut my mouth, man. You people stop giving us so much hope for nothing. This is Arsenal. I don't know what hope I've given you. I haven't said anything, my guy. I'm just here reacting to the news. But I understand shooting the messenger and things like that. Fair play though, man. Summer internship, bro. Can't you replace Hecky B? I wouldn't mind it still. But you lot say, what's all this free transfer business? I mean, we won't get Van der Beek, but he would be a lovely signing for us. Shout out to Villa if they did hire the recruitment team. But again, it comes down to effing ambition. Oh, it don't matter about taking Buendia. There's no would you take Buendia, he's gone. I'll take any one of them. But I think our is different to Buendia and the other name you said, man. Love for saving me with the super chat. Apologies, apologies, blah, blah, blah. Apologies for missing out the super chat, but provided South London Bees Finest has copied and pasted it. So sorry for not bringing up the official one if it's still there. But the problem going forward is we're not finding those players before they blow. Why couldn't we find a player like Buendia before he went to Norwich? And that's it. That's what I'm getting at. 100%. You're not going to be able to find all of them, but 100%. Why are you having to wait? Because we need to get them before they explode, sort of thing. Herbert said, DG, YouTube canned my membership with your channel and now I get an error while trying to sign up. The fuck? I'm going to keep trying. I don't know what. YouTube's trying to cop block, man. I don't know why. Maybe try sign out and sign in. Maybe try a different browser or I don't know, my God. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's doing that. I don't know what YouTube's problem is, but it is what it is. We move, man. I'm scared that Basuma will turn us down. I will actually cry if Basuma turns us down. I just CBA can't be asked. Broski, while I want Basuma, I'm not gonna cry, bro. Like players should be able to reject. We just move. The problem is where I will start to cry, or I will have a problem is if we're sitting here at the end of the window. We didn't get a 6 because Basuma rejected us. We didn't get a creative man because Buendia said no. I'm not content with that. That's what I can't accept. There needs to be a body here. And obviously, the flip side of that is don't sign anybody for the granted sake of it. But you need to have a plan. You know, I'll shut my mouth until the end of the window, but they bloody well better have a plan or it's peak for us. You know, if there's no plan, you know, Edu and Arteta better have a plan. I would love to sit here and say, yo, this Buendia thing was a smoke screen. We're getting somebody else now and shit. I don't think that's going to be the case, though, folks. But we'll have to see, man. We move, man. So deep because I had Buendia in Football Manager. He stayed at Arsenal. He banged and then he went off to AC Milan. We're not a top team anymore. People don't understand that we can't afford top class players. If you're talking about Grealish, yeah. If you're talking about Buendia, that's attainable. I can't sit here and lie to you. Would you have Campos instead of Edu? Yeah. You know, who would you rather work on your heart if you having heart surgery? A guy that's done it bare times or someone that said, oh, you know what? I've only done this when I come out of uni and when I done the last heart one, my hand slipped and I pierced the artery. You're not trying to hear that, are you? You know, I'm trying to hear experience, bro. I don't mind Edu being a part of it, being his somewhat number 2, his somewhat cold D, you know, yo, learn the ropes because you're going to have to do this one day, innit? Sort of thing. But like somebody said, work experience at Norwich and them teams there, man. And this is also it, Richie, as well. But this is not for people in my live chat, but this is what I mean. You can't please people because this is also true. People ask, why can't you find a player like Buendia before they blow? But when clubs actually scout and are linked with those names, fans criticize it because they're not household. And that's what I mean when I say they're not name brand. 100%. You're right. And that's the thingy, man. It's an issue in that regards. Arteta has no plan. Bro, I can't do justice defense league for these man because I don't know what their plan is. But again, bro, they better have one. Because I swear they were saying we want someone with Sabaus's profile. Where I understand that it's not the best of terminologies to be using. Boy. Is there another playmaker better at that price? There has to be, bro. I can't lie to you. Football's a worldwide game. It's like it's only Arsenal fans and Arsenal Football Club. When we're linked with someone, they become the only player in the world. Like Partey became the only 6 we could sign. God blessed us because he's got a release clause. But who here believes Partey would be an Arsenal player if he never had that release clause? Hey, Curtis said John T would shag his wife if he didn't sign for Villa. Broski probably would. Buendia, watch your girl because, you know, Terry's probably on all of that sort of stuff. He probably tried it with Tyrone Mings and then Tyrone Mings decks him one. You can't trust John Terry. He's a madman, probably. All right, man. If you can't laugh, you're gonna cry still. So I big up all of you lot here early in the morning providing banter, man. You lot are funny as hell. If we don't laugh, we're gonna cry, man. It's frustrating, it's frustrating, it's frustrating. The only word you can use is frustratement, but we move in it, people. What could you say? 267 likes, people. It's good, but it could be better. Keep running that up for me, please, people. I appreciate you lot, but we can do much better, man. We just have to eat this one in relation to Buendia. It is what it is, firmly in this regards, folks. I think there's two reasons. I do think our scouts can find players, but as I saw when I was scouting, and I see it with people I talk to now, you can have the best scouts in the world, yeah, and I could give you a million targets. I've scouted I've scouted Mbappe, Haaland, all these guys before they blown. But when I take that list and give it to you, whether you're Edu or whatever, you've got to act on it, because you saw it with Francis Cahegio. Some of the list names he was scouting. He wanted Partey when he was at Almeria and all these things. Now, sometimes these players might not develop if we move for them early, but half these names, and not just Arsenal, bare other clubs, half these scouts scout players and give them recommendations. It's down to Edu and these people to act upon it. So it's I don't even think it's a problem with finding players. It's like we find a player, we sit on our hands and we wait and wait. The very few people who were able to find a player in this squad, in this team, for this team, are gone. And when they do find it, we're sitting on our hands. You know, we're sitting on our hands. You know, Sienchu, he was there for the taking. Everyone was like Richie was saying. I mean, like both the comment before Richie saying we should go for players that ain't name brand. But like Richie was saying, fans, well, it's not the fans aren't making the decisions. Fans were turning up their nose to it. You see him doing his thing at Leicester. No, let's have a look at him. You know, Okonkwo, another one. Fans were turning up their nose to it. As soon as Emre wanted him, as soon as he's doing his thing at Leipzig, now everyone's like, oh yeah, it's what it is. Crazy, man. Would you take Todd Cantwell? Yeah, why not? It did help. Of course, being in Europe helped. And the man in your picture, allegedly, there was propaganda pieces that he bucked 20 million for him. I don't know, man. What do you think about Neves? I don't think he's quite developed as much and as quickly as I thought he would be when he was younger and whatnot. But he would be a good signing for us. He actually can play midfield. Do you think we should boo Buendia when he comes to the Emirates? You can if you want, but I mean, you're gonna boo someone. You know, if a bid was never placed, what can a man do? There's bigger problems, man. Big up Tolowa TV. Make sure you're checking them out. What have you said, Crystal? We need to get you through the door at Arsenal, but and then I'm gonna look shit as well because I'm saying let's sign this and that. You're not gonna be like, oh, Deluded was talking about all these young players on YouTube. We bought him and there's no young players. But in the scene, I'm sitting there, I'm saying, listen, I'm asking for this, that, and the other. You know, Edu's telling me I've got £2, make that happen, make something happen. I can't draw blood from a stone, man. What about Miguel Almiron from Newcastle, swap for Willock? Dead. What about Fekir? Wouldn't mind that. They get me, you snooze, you lose, 100%. We need improvement the most. Yet other clubs are being more proactive. Little Nitty, what a name. You're right on that. You're right on that. What do we expect with Edu? This becomes laughable. It's actually laughable now. It's embarrassing. Like the vid, great turnout for this one. Good comments, man. And I wish I had something to say to you lot, but I can't. There's nothing I can tell you lot, people. There's nothing I can say to you lot to put your minds at ease. There's not. I can sit here and say, wait and see the club have a plan. I could sit here and criticize the club and saying, ain't doing this, ain't done that, ain't doing this, ain't doing that. But reality is, it is what it is, people. As I famously keep saying, where do we go from here? Forget Buendia existed. He's a great player. He's going to be a great player, but it's irrelevant now. Maybe there will come a time where we're looking at him again, but it's irrelevant. Go and find the next one. Because you was linked with Aouar and Buendia could be described as creative, but they're two different players. Odegaard's a different player. Out of all three, Odegaard's probably the more natural 10 sort of. I know Buendia can play as a 10. That's where he's most comfortable. He can occupy the right-hand side. And I believe next long-term, he can play that Santi role. Obviously, Aouar's a pivot man, a 4-3-3 in the mid, more sort of centre midfield, modern-day creative man. And then Odegaard would be the closest thing we would have had to Ozil in that he's that purity sort of guy. So it is what it is. They're the real definition of deluded, DG, probably. Exactly. I was at 8, but I think we need an 8. And I think that's where creativity comes from nowadays, man. You need them 8s. We need an 8 and a 10, but you need them 8s. Because the pure 10, there's not too many of them pure 10s, them Mesut Ozils, them You know what I mean? Them pure number 10s, they're not really there anymore. And the ones that are, they've adapted to being able to play the industry sort of role, if that makes sense, to go with what they're doing. 700 people at 9 a.m., you know, you lot better make sure the like smash the like button, people. Big up my guy Sandro, especially each and every time. And he's right, we're at 306 likes. Not great. We could be doing a lot better. Let's keep moving, people. Boy, to let Buendia go, Arsenal have to pull out five rabbits out of the hat for next season. It could be next season for Arteta and Eddie with the fans on their back. Facts. One sec. Apologies, people. I've got football later, innit? So yeah, the gaffer's calling, man, and that I'm going to watch it and that. But yeah, you don't know. A man said, I'm a United fan and I want to buy the DG hoodie. Love a bit of DG in the morning. I appreciate that. And on that, let's be shameless again. Big up everybody that's up here, man. I appreciate that, man. Everyone that's locked in. You're a United fan. Go and check out the merch, people. As you lot know, more things are being added. So yeah, big up to you. Yo, at horseplay, you're trying to get out of this thing, you know. I don't know about that. I don't do them thing there, you know. You're a cool guy, so you're always here. So I'll let that joke slide, but don't put them rumors on me, man. Don't do them thing there. I hope you're talking about the soda. Man said, morning DG, what leftover Turkish food you got lined up? I love some leftover Turkish kebab in the morning. It's like the lamb, the chicken, the couscous, and the rice. I can't like Turkish food. It's lit still. Fulling though, the man there know how to feed you, and my man just kept coming with the bread and the bread and the bread. And I'm like, bro, man can't do all of this right now, you know. Like, is what it is. I appreciate everyone that's locked in, the members, the subscribers. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Everybody that's locked in, people. I appreciate you guys, especially because it's 9:45 on a Sunday morning. I am very appreciative of that. Arsenal is the best at inquiring about players and buying on. Yeah, bro. It's almost like when you're younger and you know you've got Argos catalog and your mum will say you can write whatever you want on a piece of paper to your blue in the face, but you ain't getting a damn thing. Like, it's one of them things there. It's like we're always picking up items, going to this store and that store. I hope there's a plan in it. Because I hope that I'm sitting here and I'm saying, cool, we wanted Buendia, but it wasn't that deep because we're going for Aouar or this guy or that guy. I hope that's the case. That's what I want to be the case, because I don't want to be negative. Like, I'm really going to be negative come September the 1st, August the 31st. I'm offering my truthful opinions as I always do to you lot. But I've told you lot, I'm purposely holding back from really criticizing or really praising until things are done. Because I hear we've got a plan. We've got this, we've got that. You tell me the language, every Arsenal fan can see why you need a plan, as you lot are saying in these comments. But whether we do it or not, it's a completely different story, in my opinion. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens, man. We'll have to see. But it's gonna be an interesting summer. I told you. I can't blame you lot for being frustrated, but it is what it is. Like, we're gonna just have to hold it, innit? Would you take 30 for Aubameyang? Probably not, because again, if we're selling Aubameyang, form or not, Aubameyang's the top striker at this club, or has been. So for me, if you're letting Aubameyang go, I want to hear if that you're finding a man that's going to get 20 league goals minimum, what we need. If you can't bring me one of them or a guy that can do that in the near future, there's no point. There's no point, in my opinion. Because we've already, like I told you, lot, you know, we're not fixing the issues we already got. Like, the roof is leaking, you know, so why are you going to pull up the floorboards and try put new flooring? Deal with one problem first, you get it? You know, make sure we've got no question marks over that back line, over that midfield, before you try and mess up the striking options and all of those sort of things, man. DG think we're looking at Coutinho because Barca are dangling him. I think they'll take a deal. I don't mind Coutinho, but it's in terms of longevity, in terms of wages, it's not worth it. You know, obviously, I've got a Brazilian bias. I've always say that, biased against Brazilians. I could sit here and say Premier League proven. I would take Coutinho with open arms, but is it the best deal? Probably not. Gray said, you are spot on. We need to buy players like Leicester and Brad. Bro, it's not even me being a spot on thing. It's you lot can see it. Every Premier League team sees that you need to be proactive and the value for scouting. You know, do we think that Norwich and them other clubs are not using this stat DNA or variations of it? That's why I said the problem at this club is not stat DNA, it's the people using it. Because certain men are using these data things and these analytical things and the eye test, which scares me because the eyes don't lie. We're using all of that and getting shit guys, pardon my language. These guys are getting guys that are certified because they know what they're looking for. If not specifically, they know kind of what they want and they know ball. This is the difference. This is the difference. When you've got an owner who doesn't invest and you've got the money that is available is being mismanaged, you're always going to be in trouble. Like, we need to scout better. Because why are we always linked with guys that are kind of established, or they've got they've got 1 foot out the door. Buendia had 1 foot out the door in a sense of he's halfway gone. Like, he's clearly got an indirect agreement to leave the club, Norwich, you know. Partey had a sell-on clause. Half the other players we've bought, Williams allowed to go. All of these things. There's been very rare, you know. Villa potentially had to overpay because, you know, you have to overpay for good players. People don't want to let good players go. Why would Norwich want to let Buendia go? Obviously, they understand the dynamics at play, why he would need to be moved on, and football is a cycle, innit? It is what it is, sort of thing. But they have to make it worthwhile. Nobody wants to sell good players. Norwich, I'm pretty sure they would have loved to have stayed with him. You know, I'm sure they've got their replacement for him lined up. I'm sure they would like to bring him in to play with him. I'm sure Aston Villa, as I said, they want to play Grealish with Buendia, but this is how football is. So it's about being proactive. Again, nobody wants to sell players. Again, Buendia, 40 million might be cheap. I think they can make a profit on it, but they probably did overpay a bit for Buendia and probably did shorthand themselves with a sell-on clause and half of those sort of things. But again, nobody cares if he does the job. And the simple question, is he a player that was highly sought after? Yes. And again, does he make Villa stronger? Yes. Now, obviously, if Grealish goes, that we can revisit that question, but you get where I'm going. You know, everyone else has a plan. Like, everyone else, you know, nobody... You need to prepare to overpay, man. Obviously, the Prem clubs, they're not trying to hear our Bright House solution. Like, we'll give you 50 million, but it's going to take 50 years for that. That's dead. Dead, man. We need Aouar for Ramsey replacement and Buendia for Santi and Odegaard for Ozil. If only we were serious. I get where you're going. Therefore, wouldn't say my man as Ramsey, but the other two, I get you, man. We need creativity in abundance, bro, because Arsenal would have bought Buendia and just expected him. Yeah, you're a creative, man. Go work it now. And we'll be surprised when, because there's a lack of movements, because there's a lack of stuff, why he can't do his business. Where at Villa, obviously, if Grealish stays, it doesn't make sense, but Grealish is no longer just the only creative man. You've got him and Buendia now. There might be a next one coming through. Obviously, I like Scott McGinn. I wouldn't say he's creative, but he puts himself about and tries to offer something in that regard. And we play Joe Willock at 10. I love Joe, but I'm not trying to hear that. I want proper 10s. I don't want Joe Willock's my guy. It's a box-to-box 8 thing. You're not a 10. Big up Sandra. All I want is a 3, a 6, a 8, and a 10. We need bodies in that midfield, man. I hear you. I want depth as well, but for me, I'm just focused on a proper first 11, man. And the wickedest thing is, you're right. We need all of that. But us Arsenal fans and you as well, you're probably saying, well, you know what, man can take an 8 and a 3 or a 10 and a 2 and this and that. And, you know, you're not expecting it all to be done. It's a madness. Should have signed Havertz, bro. Bro, you should have done them once when he was like 16, fam. Traore at Villa is quality too, Joel. I don't agree with the word quality, but he's all right. Oh, Bright House FC, man. A man, Darius said, flex your biceps. Allow me, brother. What are you talking about, Arsenal? You're telling me, lad. It's too early for that, man. Big up to everyone and that, but, you know, let's get in can't do them thing there, brother. But anyways, morning, DJ and everyone. Morning, Jamal. Hope you're locked in and you're doing well and safe, man. You know, Arsenal seem always come like them man that go Bista and have peas, but go and see what's available whilst other clubs do research and know what they're getting. Bro, Villa have said they're watching Buendia for years. Lo and behold, the time has now come to move for a man. They're moving for a man. Are we going to get Grealish? I hope so, my guy. But you know yourself. You know yourself is dead, man. This is why fans need financial perspective and not speak for emotion. You need both, because I do think you can speak with emotion, but at the same time, you're right on that, man. You're right on that. And what have you said? Villa have spent 150 million in the last 2 windows and are yet to finish top 10. If that trend continues next season, I can see serious consequences for them. You cannot overpay in a COVID market. I disagree with the last bit because there is going to be examples of that. But I do agree with what you're saying in that, you know, man can sit here and say Arsenal ain't got ambition, this, that, and the other. And obviously, to be fair to them, you know, you have to be relative. It is Aston Villa, but you're right in that regards. You're fully right. But at the same time, we can't keep using that as an excuse for us, man. Fam, that's exactly it, DG. The scout seal debate is players. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, a part of scouting is not, you know, because you're scouting someone doesn't mean you sign them there and then, you know. You could have been following Buendia from his good time in his homeland, then his Getafe days, and now you want to move for a man. That's what we should have been doing for a striker. Like the 2-3 years Aubameyang has been banging, 2 to 3 to 4 years he's been banging. Every year we should be looking at someone because we know one day he's going to need to be moved on. And for me, I would have liked to have hoped that we had several targets when there was a possibility he could be moved on. Or as I said at the time, the minute he signed that contract, you need to be looking for a striker long term. But we're getting to a point now where we're like, oh, we need to replace David Luiz. We need to, we over-relied on Koscielny. We don't replace players before they need to be replaced. The foresight isn't of a top club standard, if we're completely honest, man. But we'll have to see, man. Hopefully there's better days. Hopefully I can do a live stream one day where we've signed the player. How do they fit into the team? All of these sort of things. DG Alexis is available for free. What do you think? Allow me, bro. Allow it. Not involved. Man said gutted about Buendia. It is what it is, man. You have to just is what it is, man. Do I think we're getting Brasuma? Boy, no, I don't. Truthfully, I don't. Apparently, we're linked with Ruben Neves. We'll probably look at that one there tomorrow, but I would take that. I'll take a lot. I'm a desperate Arsenal fan. I'll take a lot. You know, man are telling me they're getting Camavinga and now he's struggling to fight Aston Villa for Buendia. It's a madness. It's a madness. And, I'm pretty sure all the season ticket renewals and them things there are probably done. So, boy, it is what it is, man. DG, when are you planning on offering me a moderator role in the DG Nation Football Club? Hey, man, we're on the track right now. We're working on the transfer market. We're working. My team is working. We're going to have some new signings for you. But you know what to do. Have you sent me your URL to my email? Because you're here all the time, man. If you know you're here all the time, hit up my emails. If you know you're here all the time and you know that I know you're here all the time, don't play yourself other than that. Mark, if you're not a moderator, send me your thing as well because that's the next one, man. Is getting Buendia still possible? It's not over until the fat lady sings, but she's preparing her vocals right now. The mic is getting ready. There's a sound check about to happen, but you'd imagine it's done. For my hair, personal terms are done. Medical is done. Fee agreed. There's just a case of dotting I's and crossing T's, but things can always happen. Things can always break down. I'm pretty sure Alan Shearer had a United shirt on at one point and was taking pictures at Old Trafford before snaking it. Seeing these comments actually kill me. DG, see when I land on here, I'm gonna talk up the things. I know you are, man. Arsenal need Lingardinho. Allow me, brother. I'm struggling to justify renewing my red membership. Allow the season thing. I'm not excited. Personally, I'm all for it, man. I'm trying to renew my ish. I can't sit here and cap, man, because I need that to turn to platinum in a couple of years. Bro, I've answered your question. Stop spamming, my guy. You have to go on timeout. You're doing a Mazzolini, man. I'm a Chelsea fan, but it's actually sad what's going on at Arsenal right now. I'd like to see a real fight in London. I hear you, and thanks for that sympathy, but I can't lie, you're a better guy than me, because I'll be loving it as a Chelsea fan. You know, Arsenal can't chat to Chelsea on the best of days in terms of what we've been trying to do as a club. Don't let Matisse hear that. And you hear us messing around with Buendia, you man are winning champs, probably going to sign some bad boys and all those sort of things. I'd be loving it. But maybe that's because I ain't see my team win some major things. I got no real sympathy for much, man. Good opinions, keep them coming, though, man. Oh, time out, bro. Well, there's no need to spam. Bro, it's early in the morning on a Sunday, man. I'm spamming, you know. Like, bro, everybody's asking the same question just because you're asking it bare different times. It's dead, man. Relax, man. I wouldn't mind Sabitza, to be fair with you. Good adaptable player, not a name brand signing per se, better than giving credit for. Pardon me. A man said, "Hey, deluded, big up the Goonies in Grenada. In case you're wondering where this is, it's in the Caribbean. Rate me, please. Of course, I know where Grenada is. You lot are the kings of the soca and that. You lot are the party animals and dead figs there. And one of my best mates is actually Grenadian, and he gives me a lot of verbal, so I can't lie. I'm actually taking a picture of that. Burner, you see, they love me in Grenada, but you keep talking wassy. Real life, man. Shout out to Grenadans, man. Shout out to you. You lot are the hardest when it comes to carnival. I remember being absolutely knackered, and you man's energy is still there. I respect it still. I respect it. Shout out to all the Caribbeans and whatnot, and everyone all over the world, man. What have I woken up to, DG? Madness, bro. Wake up, have your shower, continue your day, man. Don't let this get to you, man. Opinions on AFTV's Ty, bro. P, what kind of question is that, bro? Like, Ty's a cool guy, bro. Apart from that, I don't know what you want me to do, bro. Like, come on, man. You want me to sit down and chat about next, man, early in the morning? Like, fam. E.g., I can see it now. Cheap deal for Fakir or Brand. What a time to be alive. Oh, you know, I all forgot about Brand. But you can imagine next week there's gonna be mad rumors with Julian Brandt and the rest of them. Barkley, allow me, my guy. Allow me, please. Please not. I don't agree. Not that you're wrong, in my opinion, but Raza said goal scoring 10 should be the first and top priority. Right back next, then at 8. I hear you, but for me, right back should be top because I believe building backwards. You don't build a house on weak foundations. You don't build it from top to bottom. You can have all the great attackers you want, but we've got to be able to defend. I think they're all of equal priority, but I would like to see a right back in equally, a centre back and a midfielder. But you're not wrong in that these should all be top priorities, in my opinion, man. My humble opinion, man. We need everything. You know, shout out to my JA thugs. You know, there's not many of us, but I respect it. And the Trinibads are in the building. And I see a couple Grenadian flags. Big up you lot, man. You lot as well. Big up all the Asians, Africans, West Indians, North Americans, English, Irish, Scottish. I see Welsh. If I've missed out the Serbia, I always remember Serbia because you lot come quite hard in the comments as well. Poland as well, India. Bare different Guyana, bare different places. I respect it. I appreciate it all, man. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The amount of places we're going and reaching, man. Why are people always asking you about another man? I don't know, bro. People love asking things that got nothing to do with this football thing and whatnot. Owen has said you're doing a great job. I appreciate that. I really do, man. He didn't choose them over us. We refused to pay for him, probably, but whatever it's happened, it's not happened. St. Lucia in the building, come on. Big up Barbados each and every time as well. Come on, my Bajan people. Everyone forgets on Bajan as well. Zimbabwe, I appreciate it. Hey, Australia, come on. Ridiculous. The time zones as well can't be being nice and kind to you lot. So I'm really appreciative of this, man. Who knows Arsenal get it, man? I think you're overdoing it. Aouar is overrated by this fan base. No better than Ceballos for me. He was doing so well. I 100% disagree with that, but fair play. DG, can you name a player from each relegated club you would snatch in the transfer market? What, from West Brom? Pereira? From Sheffield United? Nobody. Well, if it's not Sander Berge, nobody. And even that one's forcing it. Fulham? I wouldn't mind Robertson for backup left back. I wouldn't mind Yotin Anderson for squad depth. I mean, Bobby Reed's Jamaican, so I'll always agenda it. I don't mind Tosin. So yeah, man. Areola as a competent backup could be a shout. So yeah, something along them lines there, really and truly, I would say. Apart from that, it is what it is. But yeah, moving on. Nigeria, I appreciate it. It's become Flag Nation as well. Big up my Somali tugs as well. Come on. Grew up with Somalis and a lot of other people and things. You know. Growing up in London, hella Somalis, black youths, you know, Irish, English youths, Asian youths. This is why I love football, because I've grown up in a diverse, so all different sort of African nations, grown up in a diverse background, and football reflects it. This is why I'm so happy that there's spare things. We've got 7 centre backs, bro. Quality over quantity. Who's certified? How many centre halves at this club the man believe in? I believe in Gabriel and Saliba wholeheartedly, but them man are young. I like Marie. I think his squad depth, nothing more. I want to keep Chambers as a utility man, but if a 20 million offer is there, I know there's a homegrown factor to consider. I'm entertaining it. I'm a fan of Holding, but again, I think we need an improvement in that regards. So yeah, man, in classic Arsenal fashion, bare centre halves, but how many are 30, man? Motor again. Shout out to Motor. Come on, I respect you lot all, man. I don't mind Anguissa, but I'd probably pass still. I like Lookman. I want him to get another club, but yeah, man. BG supported Arsenal since '94, and I can honestly say I've never been more disappointed in the club than now. Lack of plan, foresight, and clout in the market. Would you not take Rafinha from Leeds? I think he's all right, bro. Rafinha's litty, but again, you're not taking him if you ain't got big boy money. So and you're not slapping the money on the table. Like, you need to be able to go to the bar and buy some proper bottles. Like, you can't be haggling, telling the man them let's chip in for this Ciroc and everybody take a picture and fill it up with some water when it's done so it looks more image. You got to be buying that Ace of Spades. Like, you got to be buying bare of them. You got to be doing the VIP section when it comes to buying from other Prem clubs. Man, I'm not on a joke. People want to be serious. People got things to do. Like, people ain't got time to waste. Like, DG, the Times just put out an article about us in for Neves for 35 million. I can't lie to you. That one there, we'll probably have to gonna hit that one up tomorrow, or I'll do a next stream later today, man. Because I don't like to really, I like to consider them all. And really, you know, it's summertime. I can't lie to you, lot. We're struggling for content every day. So if that's the next live stream to keep ticking over, we can. You're not gonna get a realer YouTuber than me. I'll tell you the honest truth there, for my people. Them, it is what it is. Would love Pedro Neto, but again, you need the cash. You ain't got the cash. It's done. Reyes said, DG, if it's not good, all of us moaning online. If fans want change, they need to get to protest. I've been to 2 of them, and only first one had big numbers of fans. Cronk out. You're right, Gray. But I don't think I'm moaning if you're talking directly to me or speaking in general. Fair play, man. It gives me great joy to hear you read out my text, bro. But on a real, man, I'm sick of the way we do transfers. I'm being laughed at by both Manchester fans, Chelsea, and Spurs. Don't let Spurs laugh at you. Don't have it. If your friends are Spurs fans and they're laughing at you, fight them, bro. It hurts my heart. I know it hurts your heart, my guy. But you know, apart from protesting and talking, we can't do much in it. So it's like, just hold it up, in it. Just hold it up, man. Just hold it up. Just hold it up, man. DG got every nation in here. Trust me. We're not stopping until we get them. You know, them remote islands that are uninhabited or whatever, and only the indigenous people are there. We're not stopping till I see one of them people there. Shout me out, man. DG hosting a global community. Come on, man. Some madness. It's about quantity. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. Facts. Facts. Smith Rowe was a smoke screen for Buendia. Bro, they tried to buy him off us. You know, they probably take him. Why not? Hey, Botswana in the building. Shout out to you lot, man. Invited to my wedding. Invited to my wedding, my guy. Trust me. Hey, what nation are you? It better be a lit wedding still. You better have that Eddie and them thing there on deck, you know. Come on. Love for that one. Oh, fill it with, but that's what they're gonna do, bro. That's what we're doing. Like, bro, half of these guys, if you ain't got big boy change, you can say you want them as much as you like. You gotta put money where mouth is. Cantwell from Norwich wouldn't mind him, but I'd probably pass still. He might improve and become better, but I like him. I think he'll fit in well, but I just think I don't think he's quite Buendia and these sort of guys that could make us instantly a bit better. I think he'll fit in and he'll do his thing. And apparently he's an Arsenal fan growing up, so I'll be all on that. First time watching your show, quick fire answers all the way from Ireland. Big up yourself, Shane. Appreciate that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button though, because once you're hooked, you're there, man. DG YouTube content come like crack. Not that I know about that stuff, but yeah, you get the point, man. Bro, we paper over cracks and then dash water over the paper. It looks dead. Hey, North Korea. Hey, North Korea is. Hey, let me stop with all that politics thing, because you know certain people don't like that. Arsenal never let the Sack hang. What a way of putting that. DG streams are moving like the United Nations conferences. Come on. I think you should go for Konza. He's good at right back and quickly improving at centre back. Nah, man. Ladder. Singapore, shout out to you. I'd love to visit Singapore, man. The way you lot have that country developed in the last 10, 15 years, crazy, man. Absolute madness. A man said DG don't do drugs. But do I look like someone who does drugs to you? What is that? I'm high off life, bro. Come on now. So you, man. Hey, shout out to my black stars out there. Shout out to Ghana. You know I got love for you lot. You know, if Nigeria, Ghana, feel free to send your love to my house, man. You lot know what you're doing with that. We've got Eritrea, we've got Siberia, madness. State of this club, man. Mob love, DG King. I appreciate you. Norway, you need to be going out. Forget Odegaard. Just go to Haaland's house and chat to him. We need to start living movies, man. What's the most key position / player we need in your opinion? I feel right back, but I'd probably say centre mid, because what the hell is going on in our centre mid? And I just feel with right back, I'm tired of the flavors in the flavor of the month thing. Like Chambers employee of the month right now. Deservedly so, he's doing his thing. Maitland-Niles has had periods where he's held it down. Bellerin's even had periods where he's held it down. Cedric's held it down. There's too many men there and nobody's locked it down. I don't want to talk about right back next season beyond whoever is there playing well. I think we need a right back because, again, you have Tierney, you have Gabriel Saliba, you might have Onana behind him. Right back's a question mark. So I would say that, man. Come on, man. We've got Indonesia. Come on, man. I appreciate you lot, man. Cronke out from a Villa fan. Fans deserve more for a £2,000 a season ticket. Bring up yourself, John Fraser. I appreciate that. You're right 100%. And obviously, enjoy Buendia. Man said true motivator. I don't know for that, but I love that, man. Love the fact that there are many African representatives in Arsenal. I love it as well. Really do. Live from North London. Hey, a fellow North London tug. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. DG for football director at Arsenal. I don't know for football director, but I'd love to be a scout or something. Man said DG Bark said. It's a shame that bare people won't get where you're alluding to, man. DG, the best Arsenal fan in the community. Big up, my guy. I appreciate that. Carefree Chelsea. You lot's names kill me, man. Some of you lot got them rhymes, man. Belgium, haven't seen that too much, but I appreciate that. Kenya, appreciate. I don't be saying DG could play right back at this point like I'm Robbie. Like, man, I'm just throwing it to anyone. Man, 30, you know. Don't do that, but you're right still. You're right still. Villa fan here, we are back. Paolo, shout out to you for getting Buendia. You lot should be excited, man. DG from the halfway line next match. Hey, no. I don't know about that. As a fullback, sometimes you just find yourselves on an adventure in a certain area of the pitch and you just have to live a movie. AC, you'd be surprised which ones don't. Hey, we got Northwest in the building. I see someone say Kilburn. What time's your kickoff today? I'm not playing today. I'm going to watch my man. Them still, they got 2 games. I think their kickoff is at 10:30. So man's got a skit when I'm getting picked up in a sec still. But it is where it is, man. We've got Brum here. Shout out to the Brum ones. Horrible tea, but cold as shit. Pardon my language, but got that one down me. Ugh. That was horrible, man. Very horrible. If you could get involved in Arsenal, what kind of position would you love to take at the club? I'd say I'd love to do the Ian Wright thing with the young players, just video and record and chat to the young players and that. I'd love to scout. I would say coach, but there's a lot of variables to that. Hey, all round everything, man. Everything. I saw that last goal. Damn, trust me. Hey, listen, the Lengers, bro. You don't want to me play left back on my right foot. Lengers. Absolute Lengers. Absolute Lengers, bro. And as a right back, once every 5 years, you find yourself in that position, bro. I'll do my thing, little tiny player. Just do my thing, you know. 1v1, solid, rat a lot, do my thing. Don't like heading. We'll do anything not to head of that ball. But yeah, shout to you, you know, give a couple fouls away, you know, can be a bit heavy-handed in the tackle. Susceptible to 1-2 penalty here and there. I'm susceptible to them Aurier moments, but it's cool. It's how they make us right backs, man. Yeah, you're from Tottenham. Still shout to you, man. North London, we got Barnet. Real close. South London, it's a massive place, but shout out to you. Hey, Crystal Palace. Of course they're gonna gas me, bro, because you're doing things like that. Are you mad? Like, are you mad? Like, especially when you're on YouTube and everyone wants to just say you're shit and you actually just do something like that. Shut up, man. I told man, if all these YouTubers start kicking ball, said let's kick ball, it's gonna get awkward. Certain man are not gonna turn up. It's gonna get mad awkward. 468 likes. Keep running that one up, though, people. I appreciate you guys. You lot are doing the business for man. I really appreciate that. Northampton. The best of areas, I know, but it's shout out Northampton. Yo, I'm definitely ain't on no Dutch Valley thing. If you like young people, you need to get help, but I definitely don't play that. I got an email saying I'm up next for a season ticket. I've been waiting 12 years, and the year I get a call, we're out of Europe. Boy. Big up, deluded. Love the work. If Arsenal cannot sign Buendia, what does this say about the owners and the board? It would say a lot if the window comes and at least I'm not naive to think we're going to fix all the areas, but if you haven't solved who plays with Partey, you haven't solved the right back, you haven't solved the creative aspect in this game. If you haven't solved any of those things, then it's not gonna tell me a lot because our expectations are already on the floor. But you have to plug some of these gaps in the team. In our team, or it's a madness. I'm 300. Had to retweet that goal. Appreciate it, man. What nation you playing for, DG? Because it's Euros, bro. I see Trent Alexander-Arnold's injured and that. Commiserations to him. But Southgate, I'm there. I'm there if you need that. Get me? Call that up, man. If I was a foot, just let me grow my hair, get my long hair back, do my little Reece James thing without the blonde. I'm back. Is Grealish staying at Villa? You'd have to ask him, but I'd imagine so, unless someone puts that 100 million on the table, man. Go bang on the vid, DG. I don't tempt me. You know what? We can't be spitting about this goal forever, but why not? It's Sunday. Why ain't the goal showing?
Against this right back, Charlie.
Let's watch that. Deluded makes the run. Look at the run. Inside. He's calling for it. Oh my God! Hey, you checked me, Dom. You should have. Of course, I made this. Look at that. Let's go. Come on, people. One sec, people. I'm getting. Why call me to say you're outside? You're not outside, people. What a strike. Come on. You're going to be late, bro. B-man timing. I'm waiting for people. You played 5 at the back formation. Don't know. Shout out to Runga. Shout out to Toby, do you know what? I have to respect Toby, yeah, because I've never been so happy as a fullback. Like, he wants me to go forward. Like, I'm one of them fullbacks. I'm not interested in defending. I can defend, but I'm really not interested in it. So when he's telling me things like number 2 is your man, I want you to press, I want you to get up there, it's almost like I'm a winger. Like, I've got 2 in 2. Like, the best, even though that goal was a screamer, I actually preferred my first goal when I returned for wrong. It's just because it felt like Henry when he scored against Leeds on his return, like off the bench, in the box, first touch with the left, bang with the right, it was in front of the old gaffer as well. I'm going to be talking about that goal for 50 years. I can't lie to you. That's my one little dirt, man. Them footballers that just get to live off that one little goal or something. Them James Rodriguez goals against Colombia for Colombia in the World Cup. I'm living off that. 500 likes, people. Nearly there. Let's keep pushing. As long as you're better than DT, two left feet anger management, man. Them. I don't know what I'm going for DT. That's DP might be a good footballer. I don't know for anyone else. I just know if we all play the game of football, these YouTubers, I'm not saying I'll be the best, but I know I ain't looking like a waste man out there. Big up DG, one of the best YouTubers out there. Shout out to St. Vincent and St. Lucia, as I can see with your flags. Was that gunshot? Come on. Is that a man said, is that you, DG? Come on, bro. Bro, that's DG. You might, of course, that's not me. That's why I see out there. That's the 4-5. You know, I have to wear, if I wear 4-5 on my back, you know I'm ringing off gunshots. It's a big number. You gotta be moving mad at it. Come on. I'm living off that. I'm living off that for life, people. I can't lie to you, lot, man. We can't even sign a championship player. You're right. Still, you're right. Kevin Delude. Bro, that goal is gonna pay my bills. You know what? Yeah, I might even just upload that instantly onto my YouTube page, people. Man, might actually have to get a couple P's off that still. Might have to. Or rethink. All that's going through my head is when I'm hitting that is them man are closing me down. You know, they're closing me down. I'm tired. I'm lenging this. I can't lie. I don't know how I lenged like that. And it's mad because I should do a vid on this. I thought I took a touch and I thought it went in a different way because the way I could see the goal to when it actually happened was like some madness. Do you play futsal? Yeah, man, used to play with Ronaldinho and Adriano and them man there back in the days. I don't know if you man know them, but you know, they used to play in Brazil and that, man. That goal is great, but not a Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, I'll take that. I'm not Ronaldo, but dead. Hey, rise up something you're doing. Hey, left back, but we're there still. There was no touch. Don't forget that, no touch. And where did you get the balls to take that shot? You lot gas me, bro, because when I see you lot say things like that and say, oh, the audacity, it's just literally, bro, sometimes things are psychological. You just bang it, man. Trust me, if I don't win Puskas, there's a problem. Pack your bags, we need you for the cold cup. I'm better than Alex Tellers. Respect me, man. At least throw a little Maitland Niles or something, man. DG, your club in the mud. Always in the mud, innit? I hear the Cockney coming in. I don't know about that, my guy, but make an intro with, bro. You know I'm making an intro with. You know I'm milking that. You know I'm milking that. You mad? I'm milking that. Milk, bro, you don't get twisted. I talk about it to the man them every day. I send it every day. I send it to Gally every day. Like, bro, madness. Absolute madness. Bro. The crowd gassing me as well. Hey, to be fair, a million times that shot goes wide, but that time it worked, innit? To be fair to me, but it is what it is, though, man. I can't lie, though. I'm actually gonna have to go now, though, people. It's time to go footy. So yeah, please make sure you're hitting that like button. It's unfortunate the Buendia thing is done. It is what it is. On that note, though, I'm out. Please hit the like button. I've enjoyed the banter. I've enjoyed the comments, but I need to go, man. A man said, "Can you show the shot again?" Because I love you guys. Why not?
Against this right back, Charlie.
Come on. And on that note, peace.